Good evening, welcome to the Thursday night live stream, the ZBrush. We are on episode 67 tonight, and we're going to do hopefully the final part of the sci-fi armor tonight, so hopefully that would be good. But before we get started, I've got the membership video to show you, and we'll jump straight into it afterwards. So, you want to join my membership?
Gotcha. Sign up.
By joining, you won't only unlock members-only content, you'll also be supporting my channel and the growth of the community. Are you ready to do your part?
I'm doing my part.
For as little as a price of coffee a month,
God damn, Jimmy. This some serious gourmet shit.
you'll be able to access all past live streams and get exclusive members-only content.
Yeah, boy.
That's less than 49p a video.
Shut up and take my money.
So if you're ready, join now and become part of this 3D journey.
Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Okay, so as you saw there, you can become a member of the YouTube channel and you can unlock all the Monday night live streams as well as some members only content for members only. There's also a sort of supporter membership, which is just 99p. If you've just got 99p you want to throw away, throw it to me. You can just support the channel and you'll get a shout out in the chat whenever the chat's live. Also, you can become a Patreon and you can learn how to sculpt a Velociraptor from scratch. That's from beginning to end, and you can use it in your portfolio as a high-res model, as well as the Golem tutorial, which they've just finished doing, and that's another great one for hard surface sculpting, as well as organic texture, organic modeling. And then they've got a new tutorial, which is going to be the exclusive tutorial on the Raptor Part 2, which is the retopo inside of Maya. That's retopoing and UV mapping, getting it ready for Substance Painter, which will be Part 3, and that's exclusive to my Tier 3 members. I've also got a 24-hour live stream up on time, and it's got a few tutorials in there, some brush tutorials and some preview tutorials of my actual tutorials that I'm selling online. Speaking of which, you can get 30% off on coupon code June 2026 on ArtStation. Just go to the checkout and add June 2026 to get 30% off on all your products apart from the bundle packs. So that's 20% off everything apart from the bundle packs. Okay, cool. Let me just put the comments on. Here we are. Master Splinters coming in quick with the I don't play PS5, but just from sounds, Wolverine sounds interesting. Oh yes, I have a poll up on YouTube. So if you want, you can see the poll on YouTube. Which game would you like from the PS5 reveal stream? Was it the God of War game, the new one, Laufey, I think it's called, Wolverine, or Ill? Let me know in the polls, and we can see which one is actually the more likely to be chosen by you guys. Cool. All right, let me just check something real quick. Let me put the music on. Okay, that's good. Right, I'm going to load up the main stage. Give me 1 second. Boom. And we actually load it up. There we are. All right. So, I know that I said I wanted to jump into Photoshop straight away, but before we do that, because I think it's going to take very little time to actually do that part of it, I think what I want to do first is another texture model, or another texture color swatch on this model. I kind of found this when I was looking through Pinterest, so I'll just bring this over. You can see this sort of color scheme, this orange and black and gray tones. I kind of want to do a version of that, so you got some orange highlights and a lot of black. I think it goes really well together. There's quite a few different types of them in here, so we're going to go for that tonight. We're going to make that, and then hopefully once we've done that and we've taken it over to Photoshop or to Marvel's not Marvel's Designer, Marvel's Toolbag, then we'll get some renders out and chuck that into Photoshop and see if we can touch it up with some very quick, very quick concept compositing stuff. So the first thing I want to do is move my microphone out the way a bit. So what I did was I copied all the materials into a new channel here, or into a new folder, and I'm just going to block out all the base colors first. So just switching these base colors that we created before. So those ones will be all black, like that. And then what I do is add a new fill in this layer here. And this is actually going to be the orange color, I think. It's kind of like a reddish orange. Not that red. More like a golden. Got a bit of golden hue in it. Something like that. That'll do. Put a black mask on. Make sure the symmetry is turned on. Because we have to go in and have to paint things. Unfortunately, we have to paint things by hand because it's not the greatest UV maps on it. So it's just one of those things, unfortunately, we have to do by hand. So let's see what we can do here. What I want is a couple of these panels. I'm going to just paint them all the same sort of hue or same color. By the way, I have got a bit of news to share with you guys on the old Monday night live streaming. I've decided that I'm going to start pre-recording Mondays instead of doing it live. Simply because it's not because there's nobody comes and watches those ones. It's because I kind of feel like I need that time sort of to myself again, and I kind of think that even though, also because it's seen as a live stream tutorial, right? But it's good to be live and to take questions, but I feel like there's not enough interaction, and I've been doing like these tutorials for my Patreons in the same way that I do them on Mondays, but I've been doing them as videos instead of live streams, and I feel like I can get a lot more done and be a bit more confident in what I'm talking about if I pre-record it. So moving forward, and I think this is going to benefit my members as well, moving forward with the Prowler tutorial that we do on Mondays, I am going to start to pre-record them and then publish them as members only tutorials moving forward. So I hope people are here to hear that because there won't be a Monday night live stream anymore. It's just that I need that time to myself again, and I feel like I'm too much online. I'm too much in front of a computer in my life, and I kind of need that time back. So that's going to be the biggest change moving forward. Is there's not going to be a Monday night live stream anymore, but there will still be a video every Monday as a tutorial video that will come out instead of a live stream. It just makes it easier for me, and it also is something to give to my members only, because those live streams always go to members only anyway, so after the live stream. So I thought might as well just make it purely for my members only, because they are paying at the moment as well. So that's the plan. These ones on Thursdays will still be available to the general public if they wanted to watch it. It'll just be the Monday ones that will be specifically for my members. So Oh, and if you want, let me know in the chat what you think we should be doing in the next video live stream sessions on Thursdays. Because, as I mentioned before, hopefully this is going to be the last time we see this. We see this model. And I kind of need to know what you guys want to see in the next live stream, Thursday night live streams moving forward. So if you want, you can put that in the chat. I think there was talk about doing a shark, I believe. I could be wrong, so let me know. But let's do something organic, because I think that hard surface, although it's interesting to do every once in a while, it can take a long time to get anything made, even though it looks really good when it's done. So yeah, maybe jump to organics again if you can think of anything organic you want to see sculpted. Maybe we'll also run it through Substance Painter as well, like we've done with this one. Unless you want to see a shorter video, and we can just run it through ZBrush and render it through ZBrush, like a ZBrush to Photoshop video. But that'll have to be a smaller model, I guess. So yeah, let me know in the comment sections what you'd like. If there's nothing in the comment section, then I'll just make up whatever I feel on the Thursday. Cool. How's everybody's week been, by the way? Hope everybody's had a good week so far. Almost the weekend again, which is always fun. The time is flying, by the way. This whole year is just flying by. So hopefully it's good weather. We can all go outside and enjoy the weather. Well, you guys can. I'll be inside doing tutorials. So tutorial for Monday. I have to do a tutorial for Monday now. Yeah. I do actually want to ask you questions if you guys actually saw the trailer for God of War and for what do you call it? Wolverine. I want to ask you some questions about that, because I've got a few questions. I know the internet has already made like, well, you know, already talked about it to the nth degree, but I'd just like to know what my my audience thinks about those games that came out. Also, another game came out, announcement came out, which I really am looking forward to, because I'm a massive fan of the kind of games it is. But I'll tell you that. I'll talk to you about that in a bit. Master Splitter says, I think it would be sweet to see what you can do with a jester in somewhat of a dynamic pose. I would be interested to see your take on that. Okay, jester in a dynamic pose. You don't ask for much, do you? You mean like a statue-esque type pose, you know, like an actual pose rather than an A pose, I guess. Yeah, jester. Is that like the that's the sort of clown, isn't it? The court clown. Yeah. Some clothing as well. Yeah. It's a good good idea. Maybe we could make that like a longer version one, because I'd like to do something like that with clothing in a longer version. Because I like this one here. Hold on, I'll just share screen quick. I like this one, the look of this one, you know? This sort of, oh shit, sorry. This one here, this sort of gesture, I do like that. And I think that would look really cool, yeah, sculpted. But that's definitely not like a short period. That's definitely not like a short project. That's more of a longer project like this one. So if you got any ideas for a shorter, maybe just a couple of live streams, like 1 or 2 live streams that I can do, like a creature design you want me to do or something like that, then yeah, let me know in the comments for that one. I think someone did mention a shark in a previous live stream, but I'll have to see. Been a long week here in the States, still roasting in the UK. No, actually, it's pretty cold, actually. It's gone back to cooler temperatures. Yeah, the winds picked up, the rain's come out, and it's beautiful. I'm not a massive person for heat, so yeah, I think it's because we live in England, and the heat is just unbearable in the summertime. I think a lot of people just say, I prefer the cold. Actually, I prefer the cold. A lot of people would prefer the heat, but yeah, massively prefer cold. It doesn't help when you've got a machine right next to your legs in the bottom left-hand corner here, down here, spitting out heat like you can't believe, and then you got no wind, and you have to open all the windows, and there's no breeze. Yeah, that can be awful, absolutely awful. Remember, our houses in this country are meant to keep the heat in and not let it out. So, short like a mimic monster or some kind. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's what I mean. That would work fine. Anything like that would be fine. Just not too you know, long sort of thing. If you can think of an image, or you can find an image, and I can, you know, look it up, then let me know in the comments. Yeah. So what did you guys actually see the state of play? That's what it's called, state of play, the PlayStation state of play stream, or did you watch the videos from when they released it? And what did you think of the God of War? Let's start with the God of War. What do you guys think of the God of War? Is it Laufey or Laufey? Laufey? I don't know, stupid names. What do you think of the direction that they're going with that? Because I can see it being interesting, but I can also see why a lot of people might find it not God of War-ish, if you know what I mean. And I think that's a problem. Well, that's a major talking point online right now. Is it really a God of War game if it hasn't got Kratos? You know, and will it stand up to the sort of? Will it stand up to the name of God of War? Because from what I could see and what I've seen people talking about, they're not too happy with the lack of gore and sort of yeah, basically the lack of gore. There's a lot of, I think there's blood, but there's not a lot of gore in it, and that could just be because they, you know, in the 23-minute trailer, by the way, how is that a trailer? In the 23-minute trailer, they're only fighting, or she's only fighting, the character is only fighting sort of mythical creatures. So I guess the gore may be coming later. But from what I could see, there wasn't much gore either. I did like the gameplay. I think it actually, it lives up to the God of War standard, but it also adds a new sort of more energetic experience, because the character is a little bit more athletic and smaller and in build, so her attacks are a bit more are a bit faster, which I find quite interesting. And I do like the bad guys that were introduced. I think those are quite cool. Master Splinter says, I'm a heathen and haven't seen them. Oh, it's just as bad as Cakester whenever he decides to drop in. Fair enough. Yeah, I think I only stumbled across those videos like by accident. Well, not accident. I was just sort of scrolling through YouTube, and then I started to see the God of War Laufey, the face all plastered everywhere. I was like, oh, is there a new God of War game? So, lo and behold, there was. So, yeah. But yeah, so you had that. You had Laufey, which is the new God of War. which is maybe the flagship that they were going, the flagship trailer that they were going for the night. And then you also had what was it, Wolverine, which is a 7-minute trailer. It's not even a trailer at this point. You might as well just not even call it a trailer. That had some interesting gameplay mechanics. I think it's because it was a sort of demo. I guess you'd call it a demo game, like a demo reel of the game. Someone playing the game in like playing to like a story, you know, playing to the story. I think it had too many cutscenes, you know, or quick action scenes. What do you call them things? Time scenes or something? Quick time events. Oh, Damien, hope you're well. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, just talking about God of War and God of War Lafay, and what was the other one? Wolverine from the State of Play. Yeah, I think that Wolverine one was interesting. I like the way that his armor, well, when he gets like pierced and shot up, and you know, everything was breaking off him, basically. That everything regenerated, not the clothing even regenerated, which I thought was kind of hilarious, really, because you know Wolverine has that the ability to regenerate himself. Brian, nice to see you back. Good night, good day, or good night for me, but good day for you, I guess. Yeah. So, I think it was interesting. The what is it called? Wolverine, because it was made by Insomniac? Is it Insomniac that made that game? Let me just find out quick. Wolverine. Yeah, Insomniac Games made that game. Which is interesting because they were the ones that also made the Spider-Man games, and those Spider-Man games sold like hotcakes, right? So it'll be quite interesting to see what the sales are going to be like for the Wolverine game when that finally comes out. But it's vastly different to Spider-Man. So I don't think Spider-Man had much blood in it, and I guess you can't really make a Wolverine game without blood, can you? Really? So yeah, quite the PG-18 or whatever it is. Okay. By the way, if you've just joined, I've got some news about Monday night live streams. I've decided to stop those live streams because I want to spend more time. I want to spend more time in social time outside of, you know, working all the time, because I think I'm a bit of an workaholic, and I guess I've just come to the realization that I need to spend more time, you know, looking out for my mental health and all that sort of thing, and also it gives me some time to do other videos and tutorials and brushes as well. So what's going to happen instead of Monday night live streams, it's going to be a video, just like I do for Patreons, or what I have been doing for my Patreons. It's going to be a pre-recorded video so that my members can watch it for members only, because eventually the live streams always go to members only anyway, the day after. So I might as well just make it available for members only straight up, and that's exactly what I'm going to do moving forward now. It's going to be a members only content, which will be the tutorials, step-by-step tutorials, and then you'll still have the Thursday live stream where I just sit back and do this sort of thing and talk to you guys on the Thursdays. So you're not going to miss out too much. And hopefully it makes the membership a bit more inviting to new people. Okay. Oh, and I am having a, I don't know if it's on there. Yeah, it is on. It is on there. I'm having a sale. I don't know if you can see it on the little ticker tape down there. Throughout the entirety of June, you can get 30% off on my ArtStation, and that is 30% off with June coupon code June 2026. Just add that to the till at the end, or the checkout at the end, and you'll be able to get 30% off. Well, I have to put that. Is that too much yellow? Yellowy orange. Maybe I can paint out some of it. Yeah, I'm just making this new texture because I kind of wanted to experiment a little bit more with this sort of character. And I find that I don't get much time really in hard surface stuff to do much this hard surface concepting, so I decided to just do a little bit more work on this guy. On the texture front, maybe make a more custom looking texture. And I'm going to stick this into Marmoset tool bag and render it out. It's amazing what colors really work together, you know. Like, I mean, this one's very much inspired by like bees, I guess, like the black and yellow. This sort of character here, this sort of orangey yellow. That's the sort of thing I'm going for with this this sort of paint over. Oh, there's also that other game they announced as well. Well, they announced it quite a while back, but apparently it's now going to be available. Oops, what have I done there? Okay, it's now going to be available soon. Is that Ill? Have you guys heard of Ill? Very interesting concept for a game. It's a horror type game. I think it might have been, what studio was that made that? Let me just find out real quick. It was Team Clout. Okay, strange. Let me just get you some images I can show you. Hold on. This game. Anybody seen this on the old internet? This game, I think this game, like, testing was announced quite a long time ago. Yeah, this is like the test stage for the game Ill, and yeah, that was announced quite a while back, and it was just never seemed to get anywhere with being finished. So just kept being pushed back and pushed back. But now it's actually coming to gameplay, and I think that's going to be the next big horror game that these streamers, because I watch a lot of sort of streamers online on YouTube for games, especially the horror games, horror indie games and stuff. And yeah, I think that's going to be the biggest one that they're going to play soon. There we are. I have no idea what the game is all about. It looks very, I think it's based in, is it Russia? Like Metro Prime? No, can't be Metro Prime, can it? Anyway, it's based in that. It's kind of like that, you know. It's a dystopian future sort of game, which is interesting. Always like those type of games, dystopian games. All right, that's not too bad. Itchy leg. Master says, reminds me a bit of Dead Space. Yes, Dead Space, brilliant game. Loved it. Loved that game. I like the fact that they remade that game as well to exactly what it was. I think it was exactly how it was, but they just revamped the graphics of the game, of the original. Oh, that was another thing that was on the old PlayStation playtime or playtime. I don't know what it's called. Live streaming, whatever it's called. Play stream. I can't remember. Anyway, it was what's it called? Tomb Raider. They're kind of doing that whole phase of redoing Tomb Raider again, aren't they? But they're going back to more the roots of Tomb Raider, the look of it, and the sort of gameplay aspect of it as well, which I think is going to be interesting. It's going to be good. It's just another good game under the belt. I would like it if they just maybe made new stuff, because I think they are starting to constantly revamp old stuff, but you know, it's not too bad. It's not as bad as film, I guess. Damien says, I'm wondering if you recommend any courses for ZBrush and character modeling. I'm getting my associates in game design this summer, and I want to improve a bunch before bachelor's in the fall. Okay, so what kind of skill, what's your skill level at the moment? Because I do, like I said, I do have courses on my, I mean, I'm going to plug my stuff first, aren't I? But it all depends on what you're looking for. Let me just get my thing up real quick. I'll show you what I have. Maybe it'll be something you're interested in. Maybe it's not the sort of thing you're going for, but it's quite affordable actually. So I have a character pipeline tutorial at the top right here on my ArtStation. And this will just run you through everything from ZBrush to Maya to Substance Painter to Photoshop, and then also into Marmoset Toolbag like we've been doing here. Yeah, that's a pretty good one, because I sort of explain to you every stage as it goes through. So you can see here, you can see the pipeline. I think I also give you the model, the high poly model to work from, so you don't have to worry about doing the ZBrush sculpting side if you are if you know how to sculpt already and you just want to sort of get into the other parts of the pipeline, the basic pipeline, then this one's great, because I actually give you the creature to work from. Then I've also got a Substance Painter for beginners. So if you just want to learn the sort of ins and outs of Substance Painter for a beginner, knowing the non-destructible workflow, also the sort of layout of Substance Painter, what you need to know and what is the key things to know, because there's quite a lot of stuff going on in Substance Painter that you don't really need to know everything. And this is a good one because it runs you through all the ins and outs, and you also get the models as well to work from, so you don't have to worry about not using a model. And then sculpting, if you want to do sculpting, I've got a bunch of beginner courses down here, these two beginner courses, and an intermediate course which is the Terror Dog, and then if you really fancy going further, then there's the what do you call it, Death Claw creature from Fallout. And you get to learn how to sculpt this thing from beginning to end, and you get yourself a great looking model. And then if you've done the other courses, then you know how to retopo and then take it into into Substance Painter afterwards. So yeah, I have those tutorials. There are other tutorials as well that you can possibly find. I just haven't had time to find them because I've been making my own ones already. But yeah. Oh, he says, I know how to sculpt, but just trying to improve day by day and get better. What I need to work on specifically is anatomy and retopo in Maya with good edge flow. I'll take a look at the ArtStation. Thanks. Yeah, good edge flow. It's not difficult actually. If you go through the character creator pipeline one, I show you how good edge flow is on that one. Anatomy, you can become a member and you can learn how to sculpt the male anatomy. If you need to, if you have the book, hold on, 1 second. Oh, it's the wrong one. Well, this is not the wrong one, but I'll just show you here. So you see this book here, Anatomy for 3D Artist. I would go buy this one. buy this one, but don't do anything in this one until you've done the other one. So give me 1 second. Here we are. So buy this one first, which is Anatomy for Sculptors, and this is basically going to give you everything you need to know about anatomy, as well as shows you how the muscles connect to each other. Can't really show that. That's but yeah, you can see how the muscles connect. I have to be very careful what I show because there's nudity in it. But learn from this one first, and you can also learn if you become a member. You can watch the male anatomy live streams where we walk through in the tutorial each part of the male anatomy and how to sculpt and block out the muscle forms, and then do the skin sculpting and stuff like that, and then putting it all together at the end. And then once you've done that, you grab this book here, which is the Anatomy for 3D Artists. This has got about 4 tutorials, written tutorials in here from other what do you call it, other professional artists, and they basically walk you through how they would approach doing male anatomy. Yeah, male member for YouTube. That is my membership, so you can join my membership on YouTube. Should be somewhere. Get that back up. Yeah, it's not in the description box, is it? Below. 1 second. I have to check my own videos now. Yeah, so yeah, it should be links in my description box below. You can become a membership. There should be some links in there for that. Oh, I should actually check the what is it called? Just gonna check the poll. Sorry. Can't read that. Okay, so looks like Wolverine's winning at the moment, 67 to 33. God of War is at 33, and it looks like nobody has heard of Ill, so that's interesting. Yeah. All right, let's get this character done so we can move on, shall we? But yeah, hopefully that's helped out, dude. As I mentioned before, we did do like a whole bunch of live stream tutorials on the human anatomy. So if you definitely want to learn the male anatomy, because that's the easiest one to learn first, then check that out. And then you can move on to the other tutorials, I guess. Okay. I don't know why I'm being so perfect with this. It's only a concept. That's the thing, I mean, I enjoy doing sort of texture work, I guess. Cakester just did a sweepstake for the World Cup with my mates. We each get 16 teams, and the only decent team I got was Argentina. Oh my god, which other ones did you get? 16 teams. Bloody hell. Well, I hope you didn't get England, because, you know, they're not great. They've never really been... They haven't really got a good track record at World Cups. But we love them anyway. We love cheering them on and cheering them on to lose, I guess. But that's going to be a strange one, really, because it's all it's in America. So how are they going to? I mean, you'd have to stay up all night just to watch the World Cup, because it's going to be early in the morning for us, isn't it, in England? The prices, apparently, the prices are fucking crazy for the World Cup in America right now. The tickets and the accommodation. I was watching some YouTube channel, and they were talking about how much. Well, first of all, they were saying that a lot of the Americans, in America, obviously, they didn't even realize that the World Cup was even happening. It's like, you know, there's not that much hype apparently at the moment. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Is anyone from America? Let me know. What do you guys even care about the World Cup? Because apparently, from what I could watch or see, there wasn't that much of a hype for it. So, it'd be interesting to see what you guys think. Switzerland, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Tunisia, Qatar, Australia. Oh, sorry, not Australia. Austria, Scotland. Scotland's first time in the World Cup, isn't it? Well, not first time, but it's been a long time since they were in the World Cup. So that's a good one, I think. Australia, Uzbekistan, Senegal, South Africa. Way, that's my country. Egypt, Czech, Colombia, and Ecuador were the other teams I got. Isn't Ecuador supposed to be good? I can't remember if they were good. One of my mates got France, Brazil, Belgium, Spain, Germany, and Croatia all terms. Oh man, you realise he's gonna win, right? You got flipping Brazil, Belgium, Spain, and Germany. Germany, God. Yeah, I think he's gonna win that one, mate. I don't think he got a chance in hell with that. But good luck to you, I guess. Agua home. Oh, I can't spell. I can't say that. Brazil. Agua home Moretti. That must be Brazil. £50 bet on it too. Oh, well, at least it's not 100, right? It could be worse. Could be absolutely worse. So how did you actually draw the names? Did you just take them out of the hat and you just got the worst draw, or what? I think I'm going to leave it there for the yellow on that. Let me just copy this over to the helmet. I will leave a post, by the way. I will leave a post up about the change to live stream on Monday. If you weren't here before and you're just watching it now, I am changing things. I'm going to be stopping the live stream on Monday because I think it's easier for me to just do a tutorial video for my members only and get that to them to watch on a Monday rather than doing the live stream and staying up late. It's kind of affecting my health, you know, so I need to prioritize things. So moving forward, members only for the tutorial on Monday. The Thursday live stream will still be the same, so don't have to worry about that. But yeah, just changing the Monday night schedule because it's conflicting with my actual private life, so I need to prioritize, unfortunately. But you'll still get a video. You'll still get a video a week on Monday. So if you're a member, that is. So you know you have to become a member now. It's not like it's any different than the live stream. I mean, the only difference is the live stream was live for one night, whereas, and then it was taken straight to membership only anyway. So, yeah, I guess it's just that's the smallest bit of difference, really. Kater says we did a wheel spinner to determine the team allocation order, and then spun the team wheel until we ran out of teams. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. At least that's fair. It's fair, I guess. Well, I'm not to you. You're screwed. Yeah. Remind me not to go to Las Vegas with you and take your friend instead. The first team drawn was France. What are the odds? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a massive gambler. The only sort of gambling I do, I know it's not massive. 50 quid's not massive. That's a small sum. But the only gambling I do is the lottery. You know, I play the lottery. I guess that's the only thing I spend money on gambling with. I got nothing against gamblers. You know, you can do what you do what you want. It's your money. Oh, the only other thing I do is I put it on stocks and shares. So, yeah, that's a form of gambling, I guess. Some people might say. Oh, hey, Damien. Okay, just signed up for membership. I'll take a look at our station later. Thank you very much, good sir, and welcome to the membership. Cases, we only do it for Euros and World Cup, so once every 2 years. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You know, I'm much more of a. I prefer the Rugby World Cup over the Football World Cup. Although I do enjoy the World Cup, I'm not a massive football fan, so I do enjoy the World Cup though, because you know it's sort of the world rather than the league and all those things, the championships. I don't have time to figure out what the hell's going on with those leagues and stuff, so I just stick to the World Cup. And it's kind of a bit of fun, isn't it? At the end of the day, as well. You know, you pick a team, and you place a small bet and see how far they get. So, yeah. Okay. Time. Oh, it's only an hour. Okay. So I'm going to try and speed through this real quick so I can get to the compositing side. So it might get a bit messy here. Not the rest of this eyes. Pardon me. Cool. I haven't seen what's her face? Celestial. I haven't seen Celestial for a while. Has anyone else talked to her recently? Hope she's alright. Having issues in Kiev at the moment, or Ukraine. Hope she's okay. I'll paint that out. Quite like that. Quite like that. Maybe I'll continue it up here. There we are. Now, obviously, when you're doing this yourself, like if you've got your own character, you probably spend a bit more time clarifying which areas on the character is supposed to be sort of color coded, I guess you could say. But this is just a speed speed paint, I guess you could call it. So I'm going to, yeah, just quickly move through this. Control V, just paste that, turn that off. White mask, there we go. Yeah. Oh, the visor. 1 second, just gotta check that visor real quick. Suit, emissive. Where's the effects? No. Oh, right there. I forgot about that. This is visor, isn't it? Is it not in here? It's this one. Copy that over. There we go. Do I want a blue visor or do I want a different color visor for this one? Let's try a different color. Let's make it the same color as the yellow. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. Alright, I think that's a good enough paint job for now. I want to get this out of here and into Marmoset Toolbag, so I'm just going to export the textures. So give me 1 second. Whilst I do that, just move that out of the way real quick. I call this one version 04, black and yellow. Go into there, select this folder. I want everything turned on. Yeah, just turn everything on. Okay. Settings all good. Export 4K. PNG. Export. Let's give it a second. Alright, I'm going to just save this now. And I'm going to close this and open up Marmoset Toolbag. And just close this down. My computer can't handle both applications at the same time. I think Substance Painter just eats away at your GPU and CPU. So it's a good idea to just close it down. I think the biggest program that takes up the most space, I think, is Photoshop sometimes. Seems to eat away at the stuff that I've got in here. Oh god, let me just check. Get those textures up. Alright, let's make a new. I've already sorted out the textures into their own little suits here, so we can change them real quick. The floor, I'm going to make a new material in here. Actually, I'm going to make three new materials. So it's going to be the helmet, B and Y, black and yellow, the suit, BNY, and the armor, BNY. All right, it's itchy back. Right, let me grab the helmet. Just make this smaller. Close that. All right, so the helmet base color will pop in here. Let me just add that to the top there, or to the stage. Just going to plug these in real quick. Roughness. Metallic should be on the blue or the green, sorry. There we are. I think there was a height as well, displacement height. I think I did have height added in here. Was it parallax? No, height. Let's leave it at that. But emissive. Is that the emissive? No, that's the emissive. And we just change this color. Let's go for an orange, a yellowy orange. There we are. Probably see that a lot better in a minute. Turn up the intensity on that. Probably better. All right, let's put the suit on. So the armor. Plug in the color. And get the normal map. Plug that in. Flip the green channel. Get the displacement. Turn on the height. Grab the height from here. Like that. Roughness. Metallic. Green. Metallic. Oh, we didn't do the ambient occlusion. We'll do that in a minute. Emissive. Stick that in there. And change the color to like an orangey yellow. Turn up the intensity. Turn on occlusion. And that's going to be on the blue channel. Like that. Just go back to the helmet real quick and do the same thing. And this is going to be this one, blue channel. All right. And the last thing to do is the suit. Flip the green channel. Color. Roughness. Metallic. Green channel. That's better. Ambient occlusion. Blue channel. And then finally I'll put the displacement height on. Stick that there. That'll do. That's not too bad. It's a nice paint color. Or paint over. It's a bit squiffy down here, but I'm going to fix that off stream, I think. I'll fix that little part down there off stream. But now we have our black and yellow suit, which I think actually works really nicely. Let me just put these into a BNY suit. I like to keep things organized in the little outliner up there for the materials, because it can get very messy and very chaotic. All right, cool. So now we have all our colored suits and all our textures and stuff done. We're gonna take some of these render some of these shots and then take it into Photoshop and do a little bit of work in there. I did find, or I was playing around with the backdrop inside of Marmoset toolbag. I did find some interesting things. So you can actually add a backdrop image to the background, and you can actually place your character in the scene like this. Just get the floor. And then what I did was I just tried to match the floor color to the background image as much as I could. It's a little bit tricky. There we are. That's probably better. So we could actually render this image with the background and take it in Photoshop, do a little bit of tweak work to it, and then it's done. You know, it's a lot you can do. You can also do turnarounds, so you can do character turnarounds of your character with a background to it as well. Also, I added a bit of blur to the background, so it didn't come out so much. I could actually add a bit more to it if I wanted to, because I don't want it to be like this. You know, you want to blur the background out slightly, so it gives a bit of depth to the character and the backdrop. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I haven't done this before actually with the backdrop, so I'm going to render the image, render the character by himself with an alpha map, and then I'll render the character with the backdrop on. So I'm going to render it like this one first, because I already have the images off screen, and I can always do some fancy stuff inside of Photoshop with the backdrop and compositing. So we'll do that first. Let me just check the render real quick. And the setup is here. Now I think I want to double this. So I'm just going to push that little arrow there. It'll just double it. Set the dimensions of exported images in pixels. So I'm going to get a 1440 by 2160 image in this sort of layout. I'm just going to make sure this is going to the right place real quick. So I'm just going to move that out the way. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, just going to save it there. Make sure these are all fine. Denoise CPU or GPU. I think I would change it to GPU for this one. High quality denoising. Transparency. Make sure transparency is turned on, otherwise you won't get that background cut out. And yeah, everything else looks fine. I'm just going to do a quick render. And just going to open up that image real quick. So that's how it looks. I just want to zoom in, make sure we got all the details we want coming through. You can tell it's a concept sculpt because these lines are horrendous. But if you're looking at this as a art director and you just want to see what the character looks like very quickly, then this is perfectly fine. Or it should be perfectly fine. Yeah, you do get some art directors that are a bit, you know, like that about these things. All right, cool. So that's the first one. I do want to actually, oh yeah, we want to get the scene with the backdrop on as well. I'm just going to render this as well. Image. Let's see. Oh wait, turn off transparency. There we go. There's the one with the backdrop. So if you're a bit stuck for time, or if you wanted to get things sort of pushed really quickly, add a backdrop, add an image in the background, sort of merge the ground with the color of the ground on the image, and you'll get yourself a reasonably good render with a believable background in it, you know. So I could actually take this now, stick it in my portfolio and say job's done, you know. But I'm going to actually I'm going to do a couple of more renders with the different color suits and backdrops. So let me just grab the other ones real quick. So that was a black and white green suit. I'm going to grab the green suit now. I'll do an alpha render, so a transparent render, and then I'll also do a background render. So I'm going to add the green, so that's kind of like a green base to it, because I've already tested this out, so it should work fine. So this backdrop here, I'm just going to prop in this one, so that one's going to be the new background for that one. And I also need to change the color of the hands there. All right, cool. Yeah, we just rotate the. Now you kind of want to match, if you want it to sit properly or better, you might want to just rotate the light so that it gets to where the light is on the image in the background, in the same direction, I guess. So it sort of fits better. Sometimes it works, sometimes it won't. I think something like that. Yeah, that'll do. I'm going to render. Whoops. Render. render image. Oh, we just opened up the directory. Here we are. So that's the second one. You can kind of see it's where it's masked off here, trying to blend in with the background. Doesn't do a great job, but it's still believable. When you're looking at this character, you're not going to be looking down at his feet too long anyway, so that's not too bad. But we also want the transparent version, so I'm just going to render a transparent version as well. There we are. Let's move on to the red one. So just change the helmet, suit, and armor. And I'm going to add this red. Is it the red background? Yes, I believe it is the red background. Yep. Where's the backdrop? So this one's going to sort of what do you call it? It's going to have it's going to have the same backdrop as the black and yellow version. So we just keep it like that. Come into render, transparency on, render it, turn transparency off, then render that one. So we get two versions. Then we just go to the blue one. So the blue one's going to be in like a sort of icy terrain. So we're just going to add some ice to it. Backdrop. Can't remember which backdrop it was. Was it this one? Is that too subtle? Maybe it was a different one. Oh, come on. There we are. Maybe this one? No. It's got to be this one. Yeah, that'll do. Just go on. Let's put the light coming from right in front of him. Alright. Should I put there? Or... where's the shadow falling in the background? Yeah, oh, about there. That should be fine. Just going to do the render. Okay. And then turn off transparent, or turn on transparency and do another render. Nice. Yeah, so I'm just going to file save this. And I'm going to open up Photoshop. So grab that. Just going to plop the transparent ones in to Photoshop. Bring this in. I'm going to close down Marmoset for now because, again, don't want to run too many programs at the same time. Has everybody else all right? Everybody good in here? Yep, cool. Also this one. All right. So we don't have backgrounds for these ones just yet, so I'm just going to drag this image in. Actually, undo that. It's got to be dragged in. It's quite a massive image, so just going to put that in the background. So now you can see we can play around with this image a bit better. Instead of inside of Marmoset Toolbag, where we couldn't actually change the position of things with a backdrop, we can now go ahead. Well, I haven't found out how to do it, but you can now go ahead and place this in position. Let's put it there. I'm going to filter blur, Gaussian blur, add a bit of blur to the background so it doesn't mingle. It doesn't become too distracting. You could actually do a better version of the blur, actually. You can come to blur, blur gallery, field blur, I believe it is. This is a special tool inside of Photoshop, so you can add your own pinpoints of where you want the blur to be and where you don't want it to be. So let's say we don't want it to be too close to the feet. So you can just come in here now and click on these points and take the blur away from these areas, thus giving a little bit more of a gradient of blur near the feet as it goes to the back, and then everything behind him in this area. Down in the background here will be a lot more blurred out, so we could just add a bit more blur there. You can see it's got a bit of a radius of where the blur starts and ends. Maybe we'll just take that one out. It was all right with how it was. All right, let's say okay. Where is it? There is it. Let's just go run it through real quick. So you can see we've got a little bit more of a gradient blur fade as it goes to the back. It's not perfect because I'm rushing, but you can make it perfect by doing by working on it a bit more. I'm going to duplicate this layer, and what I want to do is adjust the brightness. Let's make it a bit brighter. Turn out the contrast. Make a mask. Turn the mask off. Soft brush. Now I'm going to use this layer as a bit of a highlight, get more of that light coming in on the right hand side. So just brightening up that light right hand side area. Using mask. I'm going to leave the floor as it is because I don't want to change it too much. Maybe you could just, maybe not. Yeah. So we just brighten up that left hand side there, so you can see, turn this on and off. You can now see it's a little brighter, which is good. We can also do another duplicate of this and make this darker. So you can come in here, turn down the light, turn down the contrast, give it a mask, invert it, and now we can come in and we can gradually make things a little darker in key areas that you want darker. So wherever there's like a shadow, I guess, would probably be a better place to put that. It might not look like you're doing much, but you're actually... It's very subtle. Right? So if we turn this on or off, you can kind of see how that's working. Might just take it away from the helmet a little bit more. Concentrate it around those dark areas. Yeah. All right, and I think you could also change the color if you like. So let's duplicate this. Oh, not this one. Let's duplicate this one here. We could also change the colors slightly if we wanted to. Hue saturation. No, not colorize. So we could go a little lighter if we wanted with the yellow, or a lot lighter, depending on your preference. So even here you can change the outcome of the image as well, final image. Just turn this to black mask. And maybe we just want to add a hint of orange in these areas. Kind of like a two-tone. You don't even have to keep on the normal here. You can change this to whatever you like. Overlay or soft light. Whatever takes your fancy. Again, if you're doing this for like a production piece and you are basically... I mean, this is quite a long sort of drawn out way to do this, but you could literally just take this shot from Marmoset Toolbag and chuck it to the director and say, is this what you're looking for? You don't have to do all these little steps we're doing right now, but this is just for a bit more of a, you know, fleshed out, good looking render, I guess you could say, that we're doing this. We just wanted to make it look nice. Try and find the right... Sorry if I'm blowing your eyes right now. Try and find a good... Hope no one's got epilepsy. I do apologize. All right, let's zoom in. Oh, I don't think that's the right color. Maybe a whiter hue. Just gonna highlight these sort of lit areas on him. Where's the rest of it? Okay. Change these to a then let's duplicate this. Change this to a soft light. Okay. Take that out there. Cool. We've got the little LEDs lit up now, which is quite nice. Wonder if we want to try something else. Let me just try something else real quick. Just gonna grab some VFX things from my VFX area. 1 second. Let's see if we can add some more texture. See what happens when we do this. Maybe it'll be a bit too much. So now you can just come in here, as I've done before on other pieces that I've done, just overlay some textures you can find online of rust or metal or whatever it is you're trying to go for. In this case, it is a bit more rustic. Should have got the mask. Well, actually, no, I can. Just copy that. Invert that. Wait, hold on. Let me just clean this up first. Just blending in those pesky lines. Okay, so I'm not going to get any better than that. Let me put some blur on this first though. Select that. Select inverts, delete. Let's see what happens when we do this. This could be good, this could be really bad. Desaturated. It's not bad actually. If we concentrate that around the we concentrate this around the metal parts. Just give that metal texture a bit more oomph, like it's been worn for a very long time in this desert. Oh, go away. Oh god, I haven't got the shortcuts set up properly. Hotkeys, especially around the feet down here, to make sure that we have that going on down there. And let's just test something. Just soft. Let's overlay. We'll just leave on soft and just bring down the opacity. You want to be very subtle with these things. Otherwise you can really ruin a whole image. Now, you could, if you wanted to, go in and add some actual paint to it, but I find that if you do start doing that, you might start to ruin the image. Let's just see. So you can actually come in here now with a paintbrush and paint in extra details, right? Like this, to your character. And this is what a lot of experts will do when it comes to concepts. They'll do like a basic color pass and render, and then what they'll do is they'll bring it into Photoshop and they'll just start to paint on top of it. But obviously they do a much better job than I'm doing right now, but I'm just showing you what you can do really. So let's say they want a decal there that they didn't have time to put in. Let's make a decal here, like a paint, just by picking the colors. Right. It's easy, it's quite easy actually. You just pick the color from the nearest highlighted piece, and then you can just use that. Sometimes it will work, sometimes it won't. Yeah, totally up to you at the end of the day. I'm just going to delete those ones quick. Maybe a nice straight line will be fine. Need that color. Okay. Add a little bit of asymmetry to the final image. I hope people are still around. I haven't seen anybody talking. Maybe you're just all completely amazed at the artwork, in awe. I'll have to hope. I have to think so anyway. Cool. So let's just say that's the decals done. Let's start to add some adjustment layers. So the first thing I'll probably do is a brighten. You could also maybe adjust the background as well a little bit. Add a gradient. Let's get that light in the back a bit more, the sky in the back, sorry, a bit lighter. And then let's get a level, darkest part, the lightest part. Yeah. And now we can go ahead and change, if we wanted to, we can go ahead and change the overall color output. That'll be fine. Just bring this down a bit. Color lookup. One of my favorite things to do with the color lookup is just to cycle through these and see the different color lookups. Change this to color. There we are. Let's try again. Now you can just cycle through these until you get what you want, the sort of look you're going for. Oh, that looks so nice. That horror blue looks so nice. I might have to do 2 renders of this one. What was the other ones like? Let's see the last one. Yeah, it's alright. I think the horror blue looks really nice though. So I'm going to just put that one, turn that one on, and add a new one, and cycle through these again. Master Splinter says, captivated by it. That rust overlay is brilliant to do for a texture paint over. Yeah, yeah. It's as simple as things. Like it's such a small detail, but it actually adds a lot to the final image. So you just need to add that to more. Yeah, you can find those images just online. Just go into Google and just type in metal, rusted metal, and use that. Where was that one I went? It's such a small adjustment. You probably can't even see it on the live stream, but that layer there, that color lookup just really pulls it together. You can also add a not always, but you can also add a filter. So if you wanted to add an actual filter to your image, you could cycle through these until you get one you want. I think sepia is normally a good one to go for. But yeah, just cycle through them. They all give you a different type of finish. Underwater one looks quite nice. Probably keep that one. Just bring down the opacity. Cool. And last thing to do is to grab all of these, make a new folder, or put them into a folder, make a copy of that folder. Also, before we go any further, crop the image, because look at how much image we've got. So I'm just going to crop that one like that. And now I can merge this group and sharpen it. So I'm going to sharpen this image. Even though I've got a blur in the background, I want to sharpen the character a bit. Smart sharpen. What this is going to do is just going to tighten that detail even more and make it even more crisp. The more you put up though, the more crisp it's going to look, maybe the worse it will look. So you want to be a little bit sparing with this, just a little bit more sharpness to it. Okay. Make a duplicate of this one, and let's put a noise on this. I was going to add like a depth mask to it, but I don't think it needs it, because we already have a depth mask applied to the background. So just going to add a soft layer. So this is a noise layer. So this noise layer basically gives a bit of pixelation. I don't know if you can see this or not. So turn this on and off. You can just about see a little bit of pixelation between pixels. It just gives that roughness to the image a little bit more. And that is done. That is the black and yellow sci-fi suit. And you could basically do the same thing with the other ones. Exact same process. It's not like we're doing a lot either. A lot of the hard work is done for us. We're just sort of adding a little bit more zest to it, I guess you could say. So if I show you quick. Where's those rendered? So if I bring this one in. I close that. Took that to the side. So you can see the difference between what Marmoset Toolbag gives us, right, on the left-hand side, and what we've done on the right-hand side, just to make it even more of an image, just make it look better, right? That is the difference between what do you call it, a pure render from Marmoset and a composited image for you know, working on the image further inside of Photoshop. Splinter's Master says, do you find a particular filter or effects setting works best for the texture additions? I'm not sure of the term for the setting in layer next to opacity. Oh, yeah, these ones here. I find that you only need to know a few. So it's like soft light, overlay. So soft light, overlay, hard light, screen, and multiply are probably my 5 that I go for the most. There's some situations where you can use color as well. That's definitely a situation. There's definitely situations you could do that as well. But yeah, the other one's pretty simple. It's overlay, soft light, multiply, screen, and hard light, I believe it was the other one. But play around with them anyway. You know, just flip through them and see what happens when you flip through them, how the image looks on your side. It's different every time you sort of use them as well. So hopefully that's been helpful. But yeah, you can see the difference here between the left and the right now. There is also something you can do. Should close that one. If it's a sci-fi cyberpunk type effect you want to go for, you can also duplicate this layer, double tap on it, brings up the layer style, and you can turn off a channel, and then use the selection and move it. You're just going to tap on the arrow to the left, right, to the left side once, and then you can tap up on the up or down, and you can see that chroma, sort of what's going on the edges here, sort of the bleeding of color between the pixels of the reds, because we turned off one channel, so it gives it that chromatic, I think it's called, effect on your image. And sometimes that could work really nicely for more stylized images. You know, you could pull this out to the side even more, you can see more of an effect. Just be careful you don't push it out too far though, because it can be a bit straining on the eyes. It's mostly for a very stylized look when you're using that sort of effect on there. But yeah, not bad. I'm going to try just quickly do... We got time? Yeah, we got time. I want to try do the green one. I think this one had a really cool background. I just want to see if I can implement that as well. So this is the background. You can see there's this huge this huge spire or thing in the background there that you couldn't see inside of Marmoset. So let's see what happens when we play around with this in the background a bit. So you can see now we can move it to the one side if we wanted to, and have it on in the background, and we can also scale it down if we wanted to have that there. There we are. We can have it in the back. Do we want it in the background? Do we even want it in the background? That's the thing. Yeah, let's put it there. Go to filter, and let's add a blur gallery field. I'm going to unblur this part here. This part here. Just blur that background a bit more. Or less. Who knows? Alright, so that is the blur done. We can duplicate this. Adjust brightness up. Contrast down slightly. Invert the mask. And let's just brighten up the side of his face again. Okay. I'll make a dark version. Can you guys hear me all right, by the way? I can't remember the distance from the microphone sometimes. Maybe I'm not coming through very clearly. Just let me know with a thumbs up in the channel, in the chat. Turn this off. Just dial in some of that dark tone again. Okay. Add a little bit more color variation in his suit. Maybe mimic the background a bit more. So we can blend the feet in a little bit more with the background. Although he's green, we kind of want him to, again, blend in with the background a bit. So just around the edges, just try to force that color change. So now he sits a little bit better with the background. Let me just change the music real quick. It's starting to get to my head. Oh god, maybe not that one. Yeah, that'll do. Just something nice and peaceful. Let's actually go to the background again. I want to try some cloud brush painting. Add some smoky effect to the background a bit. This could be a bit too much, might be a bit too much, but we'll see. See what happens. And then do the same thing for the front. Just color picking. So we sort of blend it, trying to blend in the background a bit. Sort of what I'm thinking is very Halo when I'm doing this, very Halo orientated sort of alien world effect, you know, giving it that otherworldly effect to it. Oops, let me add the little blue lights. Oops, daisy. Got a few more lights on the sky. Okay. Duplicate this. Change this color. Okay, it's working all right. What's next? What did I do on the other one? We'll just jump back to the other one quick. Ah, yes, rust. Rust material. Let's try a different rust material this time. Online, rust material. Duplicate these. Just plaster this all over. Have to be perfect. As long as it covers the character. Just try and blend these a bit better. Hatch it up. There we are. Now I'm gonna delete the excess. Oh wait, no, first we need to blur. And then we can delete the excess. Change this to overlay, image adjust, desaturate. And then we could just paint in that mask on those metal pieces again. All that detail onto those metal pieces. Again, I'm doing this very quickly. You can definitely take your time with yours. I'm just reminded of the amount of time I have left. Okay, bring that down a bit. Okay, it's not too bad. Just trying to think, what else do we need? Let's try something different. Really try to get that soft blue hue into the character. It will really bring the character into the scene rather than having him stuck into the background or on top of the background. So just try to mimic some of that. Oops. Keeps jumping. Image keeps jumping. Right. That should be fine. What else? What else? What else? I don't think I'm going to do any decals to it or details to it. Oh, got a new member. Oh, Damien's new member. Hey, there it is. Finally, after what, nearly an hour, it's come through. But thank you very much for becoming a member. Yeah. So we have the green version almost done. Let's just package this up into a folder, add a brightness, and let's bring down the contrast a little bit. Then a levels. Again, I want to try to pick the darkest part first, then the lightest part first, and then play around with the tone. I kind of like the tone of it being blue greenish hues, so maybe we can try to find a good bluish hue. Yeah, that's fine. I don't want it to be overpowering either, because I kind of like the original color version we were going for there. Next thing, color lookup. Change this to a color. Let's see what we got here. Just going to cycle through these real quick. Yeah, just cycling through the different color lookups. That don't look too bad. I kind of want to be a bit more punchier though. That one will do. We can then just bring this down a bit, and where are the hue and saturation? Just a little hue and saturation. Where was I? Photo filter, that's the word. I think we're gonna have to go for like a greenish cyan. Cyan looks nice. Cyan, I think, is the one. Bring this down a bit. You can tell I like doing this part because I love doing this sort of the conceptual compositing side of things more than I actually doing the actual sculpting, really. This is where I find the most fun in when it comes to your character. It's almost as good as when you see, if you work in the industry and you see your character in an A pose most of the time. It's as fun as watching it walk around when it's animated and rigged. This is the sort of fun, enjoyment I get out of doing these composites, because it's really like the final part of bringing this whole thing together, bringing the whole character into a world, into realization. You know, gonna merge this group. In fact, I'd be happy to get paid to just do this, you know, making a cool image. You know, someone else does all the hard work and all the renders, and all I do is just composite a good looking image. I think that would be the perfect job in my eyes. I'm just gonna, let's crop this first, and then let's sharpen. So we just use the same sharpen from last time to sharpen the image. Make a new copy of that. Add a noise. Soft light. And put this about 20, 21, 25. What else was there? Let me just check the other one. Forgot what the other one was. Oh, there's the chromatic one. I think that was it. Yep, that was it for that one. So that should be it for this one. Alright, so that is number 2 done. Let me just check the other images. Grab that other image in. And put that next to that one. Let's see, let's compare them, shall we? So the left hand side one is from Marmoset Toolbag with the backdrop, pure raw render, which didn't look too bad, to be fair, but I thought that, you know, it'd be nice to have that sort of column in the middle, which is in the image here on the left hand side. It's just the guy standing in the way. I thought it would be nice to have that in the image, so I shifted the whole backdrop to the right hand side slightly, so I could get that in the background. And you can see here I've played around with the lighting a little bit more and cleaned up some areas and added some more glow to those little LED lights. Made them fit the scene a bit more with the greens. The green on the left hand side is very green. I kind of dulled it down a bit more so it fits the atmosphere of the image. Oh, Lufus says, when creating a visualization, I like to create a merge layer of the whole image, apply a high pass filter, 1 to 2 pixels, and set the blending mode to overlay. It helps bring out some of the finer... Ooh, okay, let me try that out. It's a good idea. So, just close this one real quick. So, make a duplicate. So it's merge layer of the whole image, apply a high pass. Effects. Oh, it's probably up here in filters, isn't it? It's probably at the very bottom. Yep, I thought so. Where is it? 1 to 2 pixels. And set the blending mode to overlay. Ooh, what does that do? You're right, it does. It sort of crunches the detail, doesn't it? That's pretty cool, actually. Huh. Well, you learn something new every day, and I guess you can just dial it down a little bit if it's too harsh. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna use that from now on, especially when it's like hard surface stuff, right? Because it really helps with that detail. Yeah, I guess all the other stuff as well. But yeah, that's nice. I like that. Thank you very much for that very useful tip right there. Turn it on off and see. See that? That's nice. I wonder what it looked like in the other one. Hold on a second. Done it as well. Yep. Nice. Oops, just to bring it down a little bit too high. Ooh, that's sharp. Thank you very much, Lufius. 007. 007. Nice one. Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all. So there you go. 2 same images, really, but just rendered or composited the same way, I guess, but just, yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I'm sorry, guys, it's very late in the evening over here, and I'm starting to get drowsy. But I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to do the other 2 off screen, and you'll be able to see those on my ArtStation. I'll also do I'll also add them to the Instagram and my Discord. I'll do them off screen though. I'll also make all the sort of turntables and whatnot. But this is a good sort of way to end it, right? So what you can do now that you have, let's put this guy back in here. I'll show you what I mean. So let's say this is your final rendition of the character, like your beauty render, and you're going to show this to the director, but you don't have time to do a quick turnaround of the rest of the character in the same sort of look as this. So what you can do is you can just use this type of style. Let me just open up my zip tool bag here. I'll show you what I mean. File open. I'm just going to apply the blue and the black and yellow suit back to him. And the floor and the backdrop. Second. Right, so what you can do, if you feel like you don't have enough time to do the same thing we just did, what you can do is you can just render out, because you know that this is sort of how it looks, how it's supposed to look anyway. Just render this out as is. So take a render from, I'm going to take a render from the front, so that's number 0, render image. Then I'll jump ahead to a side view, render image, and I'll probably just go up in the 2s. So the next one will be here, render image. Next one at 6, render image. 8. And obviously number 10 will be 10 will be that one, right? So now that I've got those images, I'm just going to save this again and close it, and I'll come over to where they are. 1 second, just off screen. What you can do now is open, let's just open one at a time. Hold on. So open that one and then bring in the others. And then rasterize these and crop it. So I'm going to pull out the crop. Doesn't have to be that much, but you know, it is what it is. And what I'm going to do is just move these out to the side. Now, obviously, take a bit more time and care with doing this. Crop that. And now you have a beautiful character sheet, right? It's not going to be like the beauty shot, which was this one. Not this one. Sorry. This one. But it's going to give the director enough information to see what it looks like around the whole thing. And it's also going to be a nice piece to put in your portfolio, by the way. So that's what I would do for the character shot, character sheet shot. And then I would also have a nice beauty render like this one as the main image. And then you can also do like a turntable, actual video turntable of the whole thing as well. And also change the lights, change the scene, and add them to different scenery. So you could have them in the jungle, you could have them in the snow, you know. Go crazy with it. Show the character in multiple different variations of scenery, so that you get a much clearer idea of the sort of the look it can go with. But yeah, that is it, guys. What's going on? Oh yeah. Hold on. Trying to frame you. Stop it. There you go. So that has been the sci-fi armor suit, which I think we started about 2 months ago on these live streams. I told you hard surface sculpting is one of the things that is just takes a long time to do. And if we only do like an hour a night or 2 hours a night on a Thursday, then it's definitely going to take longer. So if we were to condense this down into sculpting it every day and working to get it done every day, we could have easily done this in 3 weeks, I guess. You know, if we just if we just sculpted every single day on this character, we could have done this in about 3 weeks. But, you know, you guys wanted to see how I would go about doing hard surface, and this is the conceptual way of doing hard surface. This is not even the final product. The final product, you have to go in and you have to clean up all the model and basically rebuild it, right? And that takes a long time, which we don't have much of during these live streams. But yeah, this is the quick way of getting an idea down, basically. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Yes, Damien, it does. Character creation takes forever. Even if you have like a base model down, it still takes forever. But yeah, so like I said, this has been the sci-fi Halo armor suit series of the live stream. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Next week we're going to start a new sculpt. Hopefully we're going to do, well, I'm going to do a organic. I think we'll do something organic just to break away from the hard surface sculpting for a bit. I'd like to come back and redo some more hard surface stuff. So maybe we do a female version, you know, a female version of the Spartan warrior, but more I don't want to say sexualized, but more stylized sort of female version of the Halo character would be quite cool to do, because I don't do many female versions of characters, so that would be quite nice. But we'll do a nice organic piece, maybe a mutant, a shark, a dinosaur, whatever you want me to do, we'll do that, and then we'll come back and we'll do a female version of this type of character, I guess. But yeah. Damien says this looks great, by the way. Thank you very much. Master Splinter says gonna have to duck out. Looks awesome, and it has been great to see the workflow. Cheers, and everyone enjoy the weekend. Enjoy your weekend too, Master Splinter. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and if you're going to do something stupid, don't do it drunk. And if you, yeah, basically. There won't be a Monday live stream because I'm not doing those anymore. It's going to be a members only video. So if you're a member, you're going to grab that, or become a member, you can grab that. Also, before you guys go, I am having a 30% off on my ArtStation with coupon code June 2026. You can get 30% off at the checkout. So go check that out. Also, if you can, please like, share, subscribe, and become a subscriber. If you're not a member, become a subscriber. It really help out the channel. I hope this has been enjoyable for you guys. And again, have a great week. Thank you very much for my patrons and my members for being members as well. Yeah, I think that's it, guys. Have a fun weekend, and I'll see you all on Thursday. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more exclusive content and want to support my work further, then please check out my Patreon page at MLW_creative for more. Also, view past live streams you might have missed in Tier 3 tutorial support, where I will be archiving future streams moving forward. If you are interested in other full-length tutorials, brushes, and models, then check out my online stores for more useful content. I would also like to thank all my subscribers and patrons for supporting me for this long. Again, thanks for watching and stay safe.